everyone, it's Miss Dragonfly back again, here to bring you another segment on love and life as it really is. Now, we've all heard about Meghan Markle complain and air her grievances about how hard her life was while being in the royal family and how she had to follow all these rules and was silenced. Her voice was absolutely silenced. She couldn't say anything, and how she developed mental issues as a result of that and was even suicidal. However, all of that is basically a walk in the park when you compare to what she would have endured if she had married into the Japanese royal family. Take the case of Princess Mako, who was married last week and who had to wait 4 years to marry the man she loves. Why was that the case? Let's take a look.
Japan's Princess Mako gave up her title and married her college sweetheart, Kei Komuro, on Tuesday. The couple forewent the usual pomp that makes a royal wedding and instead had an official submit paperwork to a local office in the morning. Mako also refused to receive a one-off payment of about $1.3 million, typically made to princesses when they marry. The understated wedding follows a 4-year engagement beset by scandal, delay and mental anguish. News in 2017 of the couple's plan to marry was initially cheered by the country. But things soon turned sour as tabloids reported on a money scandal involving Komuro's mother. In an unusually frank joint news conference with her new husband, Mako said incorrect news reports had caused her great sadness, stress and fear. She was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder earlier this year.
I was terrified and sad when false information was covered by the media as if it's the truth and spread to become an unfounded story. I am appreciative to those who continue to believe in Kei, even in difficult situations.
On Tuesday, protesters also took to the streets of Tokyo to voice their opposition to the marriage. They accused the couple of forcing it through without giving the public an explanation. Mako and her new husband will live in New York after she applies for the first passport of her life.
Now, why all the drama? Rules that govern the Japanese royal family are very strict and they are micromanaged. From everything they say, how they act and behave, who speaks first, who doesn't, how long you can talk, on what subject, that sort of thing. Imagine that. Now, one of the big issues that was a stumbling block to the marriage was her fiancé Kei's mother, whether she had been gifted or had borrowed money from her own ex-partner. Most Westerners would not understand this, why this was such a big issue, but I thought about it and I understood why without needing an explanation. You see, this relates to concerns of what Kei's financial situation would be and whether or not his mother was carrying a debt and would he be affected by it. Like, would he have to help pay his mother's debt off? And if he did, then he would be spending time and having to worry about his mother's debt and not his situation and providing for his wife. This is very typical of East Asian culture where the girl's family would look to see how well off the potential groom's family or he himself, how well off he is. Now, they do this not because they're greedy, but so their daughter would not have to work too hard, because they love their daughter and they want her to be looked after and have a good life. And any of you that's a parent out there, you would understand these sentiments. Now, this was demonstrated when they had asked Kei straight out what his career plans were. how he was going to be successful, what are the steps that he's planned, and where was his goals are, his financial goals are. Now, because of all the issues and concerns around this, there was direct criticism from the general public even as to whether or not he was worthy of her and whether or not she was marrying beneath her station. Was he, or did he deserve to marry a Japanese princess? So it was not surprising that she developed PTSD from all this drama and the criticism, and this is why it dragged on for 4 years before the wedding eventually happened. I mean, they announced their engagement in 2017, and initially that was a lot of hoo-ha and excitement, and then all these issues came out. Issues that doesn't seem that much of an issue to most people in the world, and particularly most Westerners, but it was a big issue there and within Japanese culture specific, and also East Asian culture in general. Now, unlike Meghan Markle, who got that elaborate public wedding, she settled, Princess Mako, settled for what was basically a no-frills wedding. It was a no-frills registry wedding, and there was no elaborate ceremony and not even a reception. As you can see, when they fronted up for that press conference, they had just married through what was the equivalent of a registry. Now, the other issue is, why did she lose her royal title and leave the royal family upon marriage? Well, officially, she's no longer part of the royal family now. It relates to an old concept that for a woman, when she marries, she's left her family to join his family. She's married out of her family and married into his family. So while she was part of her family, which is the royal family, she kept her title. Well, she had her title as part of that institution, as part of that family. So when she married out, basically, because she walked out of the royal family, she then had to walk out from her title, leave her title behind, because that no longer belonged to her, because she no longer belonged to the royal family. Now they will move to the US because her now husband Key has a job with a law firm. He studied law in university, and unlike Meghan Markle, there is absolutely no chance that she's going to be on Oprah giving an interview. In fact, what is most likely to happen is that you won't hear from her again. She will basically fade away into obscurity. I guess the only other thing we'll hear from her or about her is if she's given birth, and then they make an announcement, and I think that's about it. So what do you think of this big contrast between being a Japanese princess and a European princess, which gets loads more freedom, even though they still complain about the restrictions, like Meghan Markle, though I still think they have it way better. I have it pretty good. The title, the recognition, the fame, and also, yes, there is a couple of little restrictions as to what you can say and what you can't get involved with, like the British royal family cannot be involved in politics or comment on that, which to Meghan Markle was, since she was very political, and she still is trying to drag and comment on elections and while using her Duchess of Sussex title. So, what do you think of all this? Let me know your thoughts by leaving your comments below, and if you've enjoyed the video, then please like, share and subscribe, as it would help me out a lot. So that's it for this segment. Until next time, stay safe, confident and gorgeous. So until then, it's bye for now.